Hey everybody, Ben here with IV Drip Launch. Today I want to talk about carving out your niche in the IV therapy industry. Super important to find your niche and to specialize in one or two things. Even if you offer a variety of services, this really will make a big difference in your practice. So, how to stand out as the go to IV therapy expert in your area. So, let's jump into this here. Why niching down is super critical. Um, a is you want to stand out from your competition. So, if there's competition in your area, it's going to be super important to kind of be the go to for these specific things, right? And then it's also going to allow you to market more effectively to your ideal clients, right? So when you're putting ads out there and you're spending money on marketing and things like that, like you're really going to have a focus on exactly what you're advertising for and who exactly you're advertising to. So super important. What is a niche? It's basically just about becoming the expert in one area, maybe two. But don't worry, you can still offer all your other services in your clinic, and you can still advertise those as well. But really, becoming the expert in one, maybe two things is going to be super important. Some common niches in IV therapy. You probably already well aware of a lot of them, right? NAD plus therapy for cognitive enhancements, a really big one. That's a niche of ours in our Northern Arizona clinic and our Phoenix clinic. Athletic recovery and performance IVs. We really have carved out a niche in our Northern Arizona clinic. And that's mostly due to up there, it's a high elevation town. It sits at about 7,000 feet. So, really, we get athletes from around the world, marathon runners, trail runners, triathlon type people who come there and train because of the high elevation. And then also, we've become familiar with the anti doping laws and regulations and have come up with some really, really nice little packages to offer these athletes. And even though they all compete against each other, they all still are in a lot of ways friends, and they talk to each other, and it's a really small, tight knit community. And they say, "Hey, you need to go see Lindsay. She's going to give you the things that are going to give you a little bit of an edge, and they're going to make you feel better. Things like that, recover faster. So really, is a nice little niche that we have up there." Beauty drips for anti-aging. Of course, anti-aging is going to be a good one probably anywhere, right? Wellness and immunity boosting. This would go well probably anywhere, as well as weight loss would probably go well anywhere also. So, some different common niches here. There's a lot that I don't have listed here, but just to kind of get some ideas going. And the benefits of having a niche, I think the most important thing is you're going to build trust and authority in your city or town as the go to expert for whatever that is, right? And a really cool thing with this is you're going to attract higher value clients. So when we have other, people in the sports community that aren't a patient of ours yet, and they've heard about from, a friend of theirs or another athlete, pretty much by the time they call us, they're not wondering, what we do, how we do it. They're more just wanting an appointment so they can get in and start getting the treatment themselves, right? So it's a lot easier sale. You're kind of already built that trust and authority. So it makes it really nice when you can get to that level of trust and authority in your area where these patients are already pre-sold in what you're offering. And then another nice thing is you can focus your marketing efforts for better ROI. And this is going to be super important, especially when you start putting, money in ads out there and social media and hiring social media managers and things like that. You're just going to be able to focus really specifically, on one or two things, which is going to be super beneficial. So finding your perfect niche. I like to look at this as first and foremost, what are you most passionate about? Like, what is going to get you out of bed in the morning, just hitting the floor running, super excited, like you just love treating these types of patients with these types of treatments and things like that. So think about that. Like, what are you most passionate about? Why did you get into nursing, or why did you get into medicine? What drives you? And then also, if you've been doing this already in your clinic, where have you seen the best, client outcomes? Like, which drips do you get the best feedback on? Things like that. Maybe, you could look at that, analyze that, and do more of that. What makes your skills or background unique? Like, my wife, she's not a professional athlete, but she's super athletic, and she runs marathons and does all that type of things. So she really can talk on the same level of the as a lot of these athletes. Like, hey, like she can just super easy for her to have these conversations, because she's obviously super passionate about exercise and running and marathons and trail running and this herself. So that makes it really, really easy. So keep that in mind. Of course, you're going to want to research your market, right? If you're going after sports performance and recovery or athletes, you're not going to want to set up your clinic, in a retirement community. You're probably not going to get a lot of interest there, right? But if you offered NAD plus for brain fog, fatigue, things like that, that would be the perfect community, right? So just kind of analyze where you're at, what your populations are like there, kind of give you a clearer picture. Another thing is analyze what your competitors are missing. Maybe you have like some general wellness IV clinics in your area, and there is these different areas that you're like, man, I could really focus on that. So kind of analyze that, and then understand the specific needs of your ideal client. So just, yeah, imagine becoming the go-to expert, in your town or city for, sports recovery treatments, corporate wellness plans. This is actually an interesting one. A friend of mine owns a service business in Phoenix. They work outside all summer. It's super hot, 110 degrees outside. So every Monday morning, as a perk for his company, is about 15 employees. They all get an infusion every Monday morning. So just hydration, immunity, support, energy, just kind of gets them ready for the week. So it's a perk working for the company. The employees love it. So, you can look at that angle as well. Of course, anti-aging, brain fog, fatigue with NAD+, COVID long haulers. Believe it or not, there's still a pretty sizable population of people that suffer from that with brain fog and things like that. So addiction recovery is an interesting one. There is a couple of addiction recovery clinics that I'm aware of that's all they do is addiction recovery, and they really do a lot of NAD plus, and they're charging $10,000 to $20,000 for these packages. So definitely one to look into there if you have a passion for addiction. Maybe a little bit more affluent type area where people have some more disposable income that can afford these type of treatments, because insurance in most cases isn't going to cover a lot of this. So definitely a really lucrative niche there if you can work your way into that. So first and foremost is take action now, like today. So start narrowing your focus down so you can get a little more specific and intentional in what you're doing in your clinic. And one thing you can do today or right now is just to start to jot down ideas. And I always go back to, like, what are you most passionate about? So jot those down, analyze your area, see if it's a good fit, and just start really working towards that. And you'll be really, really happy with the results if you can focus down and really focus your marketing and go after this crowd. So anyhow, the riches are definitely in the niches. So hope this little presentation helps. And of course, if you need any help or have questions, things like that, reach out to me. IV Drip Launch on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, wherever you can find me. Send me a message. I'm here to guide you and help you along the way. So good luck as you work through this, and look forward to actually hearing from you to see what you've come up with. Have a great day.